Winter fog hangs low over the forests of the Ardennes. Troop columns grind forward on frozen roads, engines echoing through the valleys. Far from the front lines of comfort or certainty, a man rides at the center of one of the last great gambles of the Third Reich. His name is Sep Dietrich. Once a cavalry soldier from Bavaria, and later Adolf Hitler's personal driver, he has risen to command an entire SS army. How did a modest veteran of the First World War become one of the most powerful and feared generals of Nazi Germany, standing at the crossroads of loyalty, ambition, and historical catastrophe? If stories like this captivate you, support the channel by liking the video and subscribing. Many more remarkable journeys through history lie ahead. Josef Sepp Dietrich was born in Bavaria in 1892, growing up in a rural environment shaped by discipline and traditional values. When the First World War broke out, he enlisted in the Bavarian cavalry and served with distinction. His conduct during the war earned him the Iron Cross First Class, a rare decoration for a non-commissioned officer. Yet the collapse of Imperial Germany left Dietrich, like millions of veterans, adrift in the uncertain landscape of the Weimar Republic. Jobs were scarce, political unrest common, and nationalist rhetoric steadily grew louder. Amid this instability, Dietrich gravitated toward the emergent Nazi Party. Adolf Hitler, seeking loyal men with battlefield credentials, noticed the former cavalry sergeant. In 1923, Dietrich supported Hitler during the Beer Hall Putsch, the failed coup attempt in Munich. Though unsuccessful, the uprising cemented connections among its participants, and Dietrich's loyalty earned him direct favor. He soon became commander of Hitler's growing SS bodyguard, an elite protective detail tasked not only with security but also symbolic representation of the movement's rising power. In 1934, the political struggle within Nazi ranks reached its climax during the Night of the Long Knives. Dietrich personally led SS forces tasked with arresting leaders of the rival SA, including its chief, Ernst Röhm. The purge eliminated dangerous opposition and accelerated Hitler's consolidation of authority. As a reward, Dietrich received command of the Leibstandarte SS Adolf Hitler, a regiment that would evolve from a ceremonial guard unit into a militarized spearhead of the Waffen-SS. With Hitler's patronage, Dietrich's ascent bypassed traditional military education, replacing formal training with proximity to power. With the outbreak of the Second World War, Dietrich finally entered large-scale combat command. In the invasion of Poland in 1939, he led from the front, cultivating a reputation as a fatherly figure who knew soldiers by name and kept close contact with troops. This personal leadership style built strong loyalty within the Leibstandarte. During the campaign in France in 1940, his unit captured vital ground with rapid advances. Dietrich received the Knight's Cross, one of Germany's highest military honors. Yet these victories were overshadowed by accusations that elements under his command committed crimes against prisoners, including the infamous Wormhout incident involving British and French captives. As the conflict expanded eastward during Operation Barbarossa, the Leibstandarte faced one of its greatest challenges: endless distances, determined Soviet resistance, and the brutal Russian winter tested both logistics and morale. Dietrich excelled at maintaining cohesion under pressure, repeatedly extracting his troops from encirclement. Soldiers admired his presence at forward positions and his ability to inspire perseverance. However, this battlefield charisma masked significant shortcomings. Dietrich lacked formal strategic education and reportedly struggled with reading detailed operational maps. Senior army officers frequently expressed frustration with his refusal to follow complex plans or coordinate fully with the general staff. Despite deficiencies, Dietrich's influence continued to grow. The Leibstandarte expanded into a full Panzer Corps, mirroring the Waffen-SS transformation into a parallel military structure competing with the Wehrmacht for equipment, recruits, and prestige. Within the Nazi leadership, Dietrich enjoyed unusual autonomy thanks to his closeness to Hitler. He openly defied SS chief Heinrich Himmler on several occasions, yet his unwavering loyalty to the Führer shielded him from consequences. Throughout these years, Waffen-SS formations were repeatedly implicated in systematic brutality towards civilians and prisoners. Though Dietrich maintained popularity among his troops, the darker legacy of ideological warfare followed every advance. The contradictions of his career became sharper. A commander admired for courage and closeness to subordinates, yet embedded in an organization whose operations were inseparable from repression and violence. By late 1944, Germany faced looming defeat. Hitler launched one final major offensive in the West, the Battle of the Bulge. Dietrich was appointed commander of the newly formed 6th SS Panzer Army and ordered to spearhead the assault through the Ardennes with ultimate aims of splitting Allied forces and reaching Antwerp. Initial surprise allowed German units to advance rapidly, but supply shortages, fierce resistance, and deteriorating coordination soon slowed progress. On December 17, 1944, near the Belgian town of Malmedy, American troops were captured by Waffen-SS soldiers under Dietrich's command. What followed became one of the war's most notorious crime incidents, later known as the Malmedy Massacre. News of the event spread swiftly among Allied forces, galvanizing resistance and intensifying the counteroffensive that eventually rolled back the German advance. As defeats accumulated, Dietrich's authority weakened. In March 1945, he led Operation Spring Awakening near Lake Balaton in Hungary, designed to safeguard vital oil fields. The attack achieved limited initial success, but ultimately failed. Hitler reacted by stripping Dietrich's units of the symbolic Adolf Hitler insignia, expressing his disappointment in their inability to fulfill expectations. Dietrich reportedly rejected the humiliation, leaving the insignia intact. Following Germany's collapse, Dietrich surrendered to American forces on May 9, 1945. In 1946, he stood trial at Dachau as defendant number 11 for responsibility related to the Malmedy massacre. He insisted he had no direct knowledge of the killings, but testimony and documentation challenged this claim. Originally sentenced to life imprisonment, later reviews commuted his sentence to 25 years. He served 10 years before being paroled in 1955. Legal troubles continued. In 1956, German courts convicted him for his role in the Night of the Long Knives, sentencing him as an accessory to manslaughter. Released again in 1959, Dietrich joined HIAG, a lobbying group representing former Waffen-SS members seeking social and legal rehabilitation. His involvement reflected ongoing loyalty to former comrades and a lasting refusal to confront the criminal nature of the organization he led. Dietrich died of a heart attack in 1966. His funeral attracted thousands, many former SS members, underscoring how deeply divided memory remained in post-war Germany. Sep Dietrich's story illustrates how personal loyalty and charisma can coexist with moral blindness, producing a legacy that is neither simple heroism nor isolated villainy, but a cautionary reflection on the paths individuals take when ambition aligns with absolute power. If you found this historical journey engaging, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and enable notifications so you won't miss future stories from the past.